So the year is still young, but so far Jordan Brand, they've been in their bag, giving sneakerheads what they want, and in return seem to be kind of dominating the whole sneaker conversation this year. So whether it's nostalgia or the fear of missing out on a limited release, it seems like for the most part, these big Jordan retro releases are having a very big impact. And I gotta say, I'm having a whole bunch of fun covering the topic. So guys, today we're gonna be taking a look here at some potential upcoming Jordan Brand releases. If you guys are familiar with Z sneakerheads, usually when they ask if this sneaker, if you would like to see this Jordan retro return, 9 times out of 10, more so than likely, we're gonna see that release return. Now the 2025 lineup seems to already be stacked, so more so than likely, I would imagine that some of these pairs would be returning here in 2026. So we're gonna have some fun with it, taking a walk down memory lane. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first up, we got the Jordan 9 Charcoal, which I always knew this Jordan existed, but I'm not even gonna lie, I actually had no clue that this was part of the OG original Jordan 9 releases. You see, when I think of Jordan 9s as a kid growing up, I think of the pairs that Martin used to rock on TV, so that would definitely be the Olive 9s as well as the Space Jam 9s, which also have picked up the nickname as some people refer to these as the Playoff 9s, which I'm not really sure where that nickname comes from. Obviously, we know about the whole Space Jam and everything like that, but as far as the playoffs, from what I recall, before MJ retired in 94, the sneakers that he was rocking in the 93 playoffs would be the Jordan 8 playoffs, and then when he returned with the 45 jersey, I remember him rocking the 10. So as far as the playoff moniker, I'm not really sure where they picked up that nickname from. So for any of my OGs here watching, you know, if you guys could please put me up on game. Now, as far as these Olive 9s right here, I've always admired, you know, the fall color scheme right here. These joints are real nice. And we did actually see them make a return last year. Also learned about the powder blues when we saw those return as well. So another OG Jordan retro release. And then of course, to complete the pack of original Jordan 9s, you got the charcoal pair right here, which I'm assuming they get the nickname, you know, from that little charcoal panel, which separates the black upper from the black sole right here. So these joints are cool and everything like that. I feel like Jordan 9s are almost kind of like the middle child of the Jordan brand, which almost doesn't get as much love as they probably should. But then again, I guess these weren't like the Jordan releases which MJ played in due to the fact that he was actually retired playing baseball during that season or whatever. So as far as Jordan 9s, we got them cool gray 9s. They're actually returning coming up here very soon. So would I like to see these charcoal 9s make a return? I would have to say probably not personally, but I guess I'm just not a huge fan of Jordan 9s. So, but if you guys like them, I love them. So let me know, would you guys like to see this sneaker return potentially? Who knows, maybe here in 2026. Now up next, we got a very interesting one here in the Jordan 4 Toro. Now, as far as this one right here, I remember exactly when this sneaker released, 2013. This is when I was like in my Jordan collecting prime, but this was actually a Jordan 4, which I missed out on that year. So as we take a look back at this sneaker right here, which I feel like later down the line almost became like a cult-like classic, when we do actually look at the 2013 Jordan retro releases, we had the Fear 4s, which we did see return last year. We got the Green Glow 4s, which I remember everybody was waiting to see if them joints actually glue in the dark, but we later found out that they didn't. Those haven't retroed yet, but we did see the Jordan 3 Green Glow retro last year, so those were whatever. But as far as the best Jordan 4 of that year, I would definitely say it would go to those Toro Bravo Jordan 4s. This is a release which I remember a whole bunch of people getting off with camo shorts, like a pair of black jeans or maybe like a red tee or something like that, probably with like a matching snack bag, something like that. You guys know how we used to dress back then, so this was a cool one right here. But from what I recall, what I remember about this sneaker was that like the quality, if I'm not mistaken, the material was kind of bad on these. I remember like a lot of people's pairs creasing up and everything like that in the toe box. But as I mentioned, originally dropped back in 2013. This is one of these like Jordan new retro colorways, so not actually an OG, but kind of one that I feel like has kind of obtained cult-like classic status, you know, since we haven't seen a return in quite some time. So as far as Jordan Brand bringing these back potentially in 2026, I would definitely like to see these return, maybe with like some updated, better materials, maybe an upgrade to like the shape and construction and everything like that. So I would definitely like to see these ones return, and I feel like most people would agree that these would definitely be a hot seller if they did come back soon. So lastly here we have the Jordan 7 Playoffs, which is a part of the OG Jordan 7 series, originally nicknamed the Charcoal, I believe, and then like in 2002 when when they re-released. Picked up the Raptors nickname, which I'm not sure how they really transitioned from like being the charcoal or playoff 7s into the Raptors 7s. But, you know, I do understand they do share the color scheme of the Toronto Raptors. So maybe that was the year that the Raptors debuted in the NBA or something like that. Maybe, who knows? But again, if you guys could put me up on game on the history of that, please let me know. So as far as we looking back at these ones, the Jordan 7s originally released back in 92. And as far as this colorway, these colors definitely scream like early 90s. Did I say 97? I meant 92, but I'm not really sure. So as far as this one right here, these definitely scream like that era. Great colors, really cool 90s type of vibes right here. Never owned this sneaker personally, but as we take a look back at the Jordan 7s, a model which I feel like Jordan Brand doesn't really overdo too much. I don't even think we have any Jordan 7s slated to drop coming up this year. So for them to return potentially in 2026, I'm gonna just jump the gun and say already I would definitely like to see these joints make a return. But as far as my favorite Jordan 7, which we had several great pairs released throughout the years, my favorite would have to go to these Bordeaux 7s, which I believe are part of the original Jordan 7 line. Again, you got some colors which just scream 90s, you know, with that maroon, Bordeaux, burgundy type of color. I just love these and remember getting off my pair back in the day. So this is a great one. You guys see resale prices going crazy on this one right here. So definitely would like to see these return, but if we can't get these, I mean, I'll definitely settle for these playoffs right here. I could definitely see myself rocking these with like a good pair of like washed jeans, you know, a good little vintage tee, just that type of vibe that I like to pull off when I'm rocking like OG Jordan retro releases. So for me, while I know everybody gets all excited and everything about like the collabs, the limited releases, the SB, Jordan 4s, you know, all that kind of stuff like that, I really just like to stick to my OG Jordan retros. I'm not out here buying up like every single pair, but when a good classic returns, you know, I definitely catches my interest. I'm not buying up every pair, but sometimes I like to go back for the ones I used to have back in the day, or sometimes go for some of the pairs that I may have missed out on, such as something like these playoff 7s, which I never owned, but definitely was a huge fan of those Bordeaux joints. So as we take a look back here at these teasers from Z Sneakerheads, where we like to see these charcoal 9s return, I'm saying no. Would you guys like to see these joints return right here? I mean, can we really be mad though to see these return? Nah. And then we got the Toro Bravo Jordan 4s, a good classic new retro colorway from 2013. I feel like I would definitely like to see these return. But as I mentioned earlier, with like maybe some updated materials, a little better quality, updated shape, you know, with that new 2025 mold that they've been dropping as of lately. So would definitely like to see those return. Let me know if you guys agree or not. And then as far as these playoffs, 7s go crazy, man. I feel like 7s are super underrated. I'm not a huge fan of 9s. 4s are cool. I just feel like it's kind of oversaturated right now. So as far as these 7s returning, sign me up for these. I would definitely grab this colorway, and I would just like to see more Jordan 7s returning. So I feel like right now it's kind of overdone with like a lot of 3s, you know, a lot of 4s, of course, Jordan 1s. We always see the 11s dropping during the holidays. So show some love to some of the more underappreciated models like the 7s. Let us get some more 6s maybe, and of course Jordan 8s, which we got some great 8s returning this year, and 5s. Jordan's showing a lot of love to the 5s, so those are some of the more underappreciated models. I'm happy with it. Jordan Brand, they're killing it, whether it's the limited releases or just the nostalgia. They seem to be doing all the right things, making the right moves, and dominating the sneaker conversation here in 2025. So just wanted to have some fun today, taking a look here at some potential upcoming Jordan retro releases. Let me know if you guys want to see any of these pairs return. Drop some of your fondest memories of some of these retros, and what other Jordan retros, what other models would you like to see return here in the near future? So just salute to you guys. I'm checking in real quick. I'll catch you guys next time. JA. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.